Hello, American Solidarity Party. Thanks so much for joining us. We are going to be interviewing Ms. Elenita Mitzi Hellmer, who is running for political office under the ASP banner this fall. So Mitzi, first, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm a mother. I'm an attorney. I've been living in for 5 years. At school, I thought it was set up how I could get involved, and this is how I ended up here.
Excellent. And tell us a little bit about the position you're running for.
I'm running for the House of Delegates. It's a state representative in Virginia. I'm running in the 50th district, and that's mainly Manassas. It's a little south of Washington, D.C., so we're kind of in the D.C. suburbs out here, and it's an area that's kind of considered a battleground area in the state. So it's kind of exciting to be able to put ourselves out there as an alternative to the two parties. A Republican has held the seat for the last 10 years, and well, before that as well, but the same Republican has held this seat for 10 years. And I know the Democrats are really targeting this area in this upcoming election. They're really focused on trying to flip the state, especially, they've gotten really mobilized too after the election. It's going to be a really interesting time putting ourselves out there.
That's really awesome. And what made you personally decide to run? Like, what was kind of the, okay, I'm going to go for it?
I suggest run people for the House good in this upcoming election, and we recruited people from all over Virginia to run, and no one wanted to. So I think I finally said, okay, well, I guess it's just, I have to do this, but I think it's been good. I think it's that this is something we can do, that we are capable of having a ground game, that we're capable of canvassing, and that we're capable of mobilizing. And I think that has emboldened, other people within our group to the same thing.
I've noticed that your canvassing attempts have been a pretty popular rallying point recently. How do you feel that that's kind of drawing people together with the party?
Well, just telling people, okay, if you want this to happen, then you need to make it happen. You need to, come out here. You need to hit the streets. You need to talk to people in person, and tell them about us. And you need to knock on doors. And at first, I think people were really reluctant to do that. We're all, I'm shy. I don't want to knock on people's doors and tell them about myself. But I think after a while, a lot of people came out, and we realized we can do this. We can just walk up to people and tell them about who we are and what we're doing. And some people will brush past us. Some people will be really interested. Some people will want to join us, and some people will hate us. But it's really, I think a lot of the people who were involved in here developed a certain level of comfort with that I think it's going to carry us forward. We're already talking about running people for a Senate seat that's opening up, and a couple of other positions. So it's exciting.
That is exciting.
And I think now we feel a lot more empowered to do things.
Yes, I definitely agree. I think it's also really exciting and inspiring for people in other states. In fact, so if there was somebody from the ASP in another state and they were kind of on the fence thinking about running for something, and they decided whether they wanted to, what would be the next step, do you think, for them if they were interested in running for something?
look up what the ballot access requirements are. That's where when I started, that's what I looked up, but we were confused about, I thought, okay, I'll be being nominated by a party. And when you're being nominated for a party, it's different than, the process is different than it is for like an independent candidate. But it turns out our party isn't recognized as a party. And so that's what got us behind with collecting signatures and, trying to get on the ballot. So I think figuring that out is your first step. How do you get on the ballot? What are the requirements? And develop a plan for that. After that, I mean, it's up to you where you want to take it. But I'd be happy to work with anyone else in the party and help them figure that out.
Awesome, that's really great. So, what are some of the issues that are facing your local area? Like, what are some of the things that are kind of special to your Virginia or your specific district?
Oh, dear, many things. I think we there are a lot of issues. One thing I've struggled with is what do I talk about given the position that I'm running for? What sort of things? I mean, transportation's huge. Transportation is a huge issue in this area around DC. It's gridlock all the time. It takes everyone 2 hours to get to work. It's really it's something just about everyone has to take a position on. But I did find out that position can be, I'm committed to transportation and improving transportation in Northern Virginia. And that's enough to make people happy. I don't have to have a detailed policy statement about, how I'm, what I'm going to do with this state highway out here, or, my position on toll roads. I don't know that I have to have that figured out just yet. So, okay, 1 second. Okay.
No, we're family friendly.
Yes, you can. I'm also a mother, and juggling that's been interesting. Other issues that are really big in the area are immigration. Immigration has been a hot button issue around here for, it seems like forever, but this area here has one of the toughest immigration enforcement policies in the country, and that's been, I mean, that's how I ended up working here as an immigration attorney. But again, you have that issue where, what would a candidate for the state assembly say about that? That's a federal issue. But people still want to know what I think. People want to know what I think about abortion. People want to know what I think about guns. All of that. And, so I'll tell them. Something I would like to see is I would like to see better immigration policies in Virginia. I would like to see immigrants be able to get driver's licenses in this state. Right now they can't. It's ridiculous. And yeah.
It's really great though that you're so familiar with that from the law practice. You're able to bring that to that kind of very desperate area where they really need the help.
I think so. I think it's, I mean, it tends to be a divisive issue, and I don't think it needs to be. It's not. It's just a lot. They're just. It doesn't need to be as divisive of an issue as people make it out to be, and I would like to be able to point that out.
Definitely. So in your interactions with all these different voters and canvassing, what do you think about the ASP? Have people really responded well to?
I think a lot of people just like the idea of having more choices out there. A lot of people have said, yeah, we need as many choices as possible. People from, out of the state have wanted to sign their petition, or, even from a different county over, just because they feel so strongly about, how it shouldn't be so difficult for, independent or third party candidates to get a foothold in politics. And that's been the biggest thing that people respond to. When people ask me about my positions, I tell them that we're, building a Christian Democratic Party, that we want to be centrist. We, are a little more center left on social justice, economic issues. We're a little bit more center right on social issues. If I think they'll respond well to it, I say we are 100% pro-life. If they ask, of course, I say that as well. But that is one of those things that tends to get doors slammed in your face too. And, people are slamming doors in your face because you're pro-life. Well, I'm not going to downplay that. But other people have been, extremely enthusiastic about that. I always try to direct the conversation toward being whole life, pro-life for the whole life. That's been, I've had a lot of enthusiastic responses from church groups has been huge. Just walking up to people coming out of church, and that they will ask about. I think I did have one. I walked up to a couple of kids. They were getting ready to go into their kind of non-denominational church down the street. And they said, "Okay, wait, are you pro-life? What about immigration?" And my campaign manager, who was with me, said, "Dude, she's an immigration attorney." And they went, "Oh my gosh, let's sign you up. These are, and I want you to come back after our 5 o'clock service, and you need to meet everyone." And it was cool. So we've gotten really enthusiastic responses like that. I think especially, in church communities, I think there's a real hunger for someone who is pro-life and recognizes that these social justice issues are part of that.
That's really heartening, I think, and be really good for people to hear if they're on the fence about running. And it's also really great to see that, you work full time and you're a mother and you're still able to kind of do this as well. How has that been, that kind of balance of those 3 spheres of your life?
Well, we're outside right now because there's nowhere in my house that anyone is allowed to see. I think I told you yesterday, Lillian Vogel was helping me collect signatures, and she was like, can I go in for a minute and use the restroom? And I was like, no. But she knows all of my horrible secrets. No, it's been hard.
Yeah.
We're plowing through with it, and it's a tough thing to balance. It's taken up a lot of spare time. I think if I'd really hit the ground seriously sooner, though, it wouldn't be. We'd be at a more relaxed pace right now.
I could see how that would be. I think finding out that ballot access laws is kind of a big first hurdle to get over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's all the formal-ish kind of questions I have. I did think it might be fun to take a page from like the Actors Studio, and I'm going to ask you some kind of random life questions, just off the cuff here. So, what's your favorite word?
My favorite word?
Your favorite word?
Mens rea.
Okay, being a theater teacher, you're gonna have to remind me what mens rea is. I remember from Legally Blonde, but that's pretty much my only experience with it.
It's the state of mind that you have to be convicted of a criminal act. You have to, and it can vary depending on the act, but I think attorneys tend to use it for most things. As a joke. You can't get mad at me for not calling you back. It was unintentional. I did not have the requisite mens rea for you to be upset about that. That sort of thing.
Awesome. Okay, least favorite word.
Chores.
All right. What issues really get you on your soapbox besides immigration? Because that's a given. But what other issues really get you on your soapbox?
Women's issues. I consider myself a feminist, and I get pretty opinionated about issues related to women, to working mothers, um, double standards, professional development, that sort of thing. And I'm not shy about it.
Right.
So that's one of my other big areas.
Awesome.
One of the things that really concerns me from the left right now is there's been a tendency to overlook mothers and motherhood and those issues. It's been very alarming lately, and that's another thing I like about ASP is I think we still get that.
I agree. I came from the left as well. I transferred to the ASP from the Democratic Party, and one of the things was that I felt it was actually more pro-women in a lot of ways.
We are, and I mean, as a single mother, that's a pretty major issue for me. And I don't know what it is. I think it's this real insistence on choice. Your kids are a choice. Mm-hmm. That's made people really. I think I agree.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, favorite movie.
Kings of New York.
Awesome. What profession, other than your own, would you like to attempt?
Social worker. That's what I did before being an attorney. I love my job. I love what I do.
That's, in fact, so is social worker how you kind of helped pay your way through law school, or is that how you became interested in law school?
No, it's what I did before law school. You can't work while you're in law school. That's not, and you really can't. The ABA won't let you.
Oh.
Yeah. You can during your second year, but it's what I did before law school. What I tell people is as a social worker, I tried to solve everyone's problems, all of their problems. And I never really knew if I helped anyone. And what I love about being an attorney is I know I help people. I know I save people's lives. I mean, I have one or two, maybe. I know I can solve some very big problems for people. And, but I can't solve all of their problems. But, and that's something I really love about it.
That's awesome. That's very rewarding. All right. Then what is one thing that you want to achieve before you die? Not to be morose.
Oh my goodness. I'd like to travel more. I guess that's a really easy answer, but I haven't been able to do much of that lately.
Definitely. Well, I mean, as a single mom and full-time lawyer, I'm sure it's not easy.
Yeah. I haven't left the country in, let's see, how old's my daughter? And no, that is something I would like to do more.
That's awesome. And okay, and my last question of the evening is: when the world has you down, what's your best way to get back up?
Pray.
Do you have a favorite prayer or a favorite type of prayer?
Well, the rosary. I mean, never leave home without it. That's, I mean, it's a beautiful way to get closer to Christ, through Mary.
Awesome. Well, Mitzi, thank you very much for taking some time out of your evening and talking to us. We really enjoyed it. If you are looking for more information about Mitzi's campaign and Monica's as well, we're hoping to have an American Solidarity Party podcast up later this summer from Faith Roberts. So keep an eye out for that. Mitzi, thank you again, and have a good night.
Thank you, Amy.